more orcs up here. Oh my freaking god. So many orcs.
Summon me if you dare.
Okay, Malakai, can you win it? Can you win it? This might be the last city. Come on, man.
Absolutely not. No except. Give him a good thrashing.
I don't have enough movement to sack then occupy, so I'll just do loot and occupy. Enemy killed. Province secured. Faction destroyed. Yes! Oh my god! It took me 83 turns! Are you serious? It took 83 turns! Oh my god. No other faction that I have tried so far. How many have we tried? Hold on, we gotta put this into perspective here. Hang on a sec. Okay. Of all the ones we've tried, we've done Malakai, Skarbrand, Thront, Miao Ying, Tamarkan, Throg, Grom the Paunch, Mother Ostyanka, Village, what was the other? Hi, Chip. Let's see. The 3v3 where I played the dinosaurs, and this is my very first time playing the game. That was the tutorial, and Helmand Gorst. In none of those did it take me 83 turns. Oh my god. This campaign was very fast for a dwarf. Oh wow. Let's just get that. That. Okay. Alright.
I'm on it.
I'm curious, because that took so long. Let me look at this. Alright. So, for the short victory conditions, I did do 4 of his adventure battles. And honestly, I think it's bugged, because I've done 1, 2, 3... I haven't done that one. 4. I've done 4 of them. But it says already I've done 5 out of 4. I think it was giving me credit for, like, his quest to get his, like, you know, magical items. Destroy Warhost of the Apocalypse, which is behind its vassal in the top right corner, and Disciples of Hashut, which was behind 4 other enemies down into the right of me, and sack, loot, or raise or occupy 30 settlements. If we look at Long Victory, I was supposed to get 70 settlements, and I'm at 75. So in the time it took me to hunt these 2 down, I got 75 settlements. Complete all legendary battles in Malakai's Adventures, 6 out of 7. And see, that's just not true, because I haven't done this one, and I also haven't even started this one. And then destroy Grimgore, oh my god, and Servants of the Conclave. I don't know who these guys are. Servants of the Conclave? Oh, they're Chaos Dwarves, okay. And that's a Long Victory. You're so close to Long Campaign, I know. I know. Let's see, Skag up here. Hold on, I don't want to leave this not done.
Ricky, casting the roots.
Let's see. So this guy just declared war on me. I want to be down here by the water, just in case he like comes zipping over on a boat. And then burn that down. Actually, wait, should we destroy that and then that? Yeah. I'm wondering if you do both of those at the same time, if you get both the monies, or if you need to do one and then the other. Orcs are about to kill one of your enemies for you. I've had that happen sometimes. Like, you know, one of the things I need to do just suddenly gets checked off, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, I'm just not expecting it. Okay. And then Ungrim. He's still holding over here. Alright. Alright. I have a little bit of a tradition. Anytime I finish the short campaign victory for a race, which is usually when I then am eager to start and learn another one, I kind of review how it felt to play it. So let's talk about this playthrough. We chose Malakai. It was time to learn the dwarves. I chose Malakai simply because I had, back when we did the Norska campaign, I ran into him and I got ripped apart. And I'm like, this guy has got freaking airplanes. What the hell? I just got guys that don't even have shirts. So I knew he had some cool gadgets and stuff. Couple things. One, at the beginning, he felt broken. I was fighting Nurgle, and Nurgle didn't even have the ability to shoot air, and I was killing them with airplanes. I was taking 0 damage in every battle almost. It felt busted. Malakai himself in combat, not that great. He's just kind of there, but while he's there, you can call in the Spirit of Grugni, which is that massive blimp, which is essentially a max tier Thunder Barge, but you get access to it through the whole game. And if it dies, it doesn't matter because you can summon it again in a future battle, so you can be reckless with it. So that was interesting. So at the beginning of the game, I felt like he was overpowered. It felt like I was playing a legend, it was easy, and then all at once, around turn 20 to 30, every single Norscan tribe, and there was some over here, all declared war on me. Nurgle declared war on me, Daniel declared war on me, Archaron and his vassals declared war on me. And suddenly I was getting hit from every side. Luckily, I was able to form some good connections with Kislev, and if you look over here, these blue lines, Kislev has been fighting to hold the western side and keep me safe, and they've actually lost some territory down here for ages. Also, they had this, I don't know when it happened. Like, these guys are friends with me, so I don't want to start anything with them, but they apparently took territory from the Orthodoxy and from Kislev. So, the early alliances I made kept me alive through the toughest part of the game. Additionally, my main city, Krakadrak, got destroyed twice. And that really sucked, because like if you look at it right now, it's like, it's so low level. It doesn't even have access to the deeps right now. So I didn't really understand until like turn 70 how good having access to the deeps can be, which is like, it's this right here. It's like an underground city. And for example, like you know, this thing, every turn the income increases by 5%. That's so crazy. Like, yeah, I should have done this so much sooner. So like this city is producing 3,500 income per turn, and the one I started with is producing 1,000. So like if I had gotten that at my main city early on, like this would have been so different economically. Anyway, all right, so in battle, what about Malakai? Malakai starts with Gotrek and Felix, which are really powerful. Gotrek, if he gets low health, he has a thing that kicks in that gives him a massive heal. And then also he just does a ton of damage. Felix, where's Felix? He gives troop replenishment, so your army has replenishment from the beginning of the game. And as long as Felix is in melee, he's actively healing himself and a nearby lord or hero every second. Gotrek, look, I'm doing my best. You're welcome to correct me if I'm saying it wrong. Any case, having these two at the beginning of the game was insane. I could just send the two of them into like a pile of 50 enemies and they would win. That was pretty wild. So that was cool. Malakai's movement is when he uses airship traversal, he essentially, it's like tunneling, but it's also an ambush. He essentially drops on them from a freaking airplane. Like the whole army just gets in the blimp. So his ability to move and also avoid attrition, and also at the end of the movement, you know, he could ambush someone, or he could use full movement. He could use all his movement up and then go into encampment stance. Almost no one can do that. There's very few factions that can do that. Most of them, encampment uses up like half their movement for the turn. So he could just run through the chaos waste and he was fine because he could just keep putting down camps. And so that was cool. He was awesome. The other lords and stuff you could hire, the rune guys were kind of a neat thing. I don't know if that they're my favorite, but it was cool playing someone that never ran out of mana. The trade-off is their runes had really, really long cooldowns. And then the Thanes were just like, we get hit, and the Slayers were we hit. That's it. So the lords were kind of just like, they were fine. The heroes were fine. The heroes were the same. There was rune heroes, there was Thane heroes, there was Slayer heroes. They're basically the same as the lords. And the main issue I had with them is like, there's no mounts. None of them got a mount, like a creature or a vehicle, and got an increase in movement speed of any kind. The only mount that any of them got was the rune guy getting carried on his little platform, which actually made him slower, but it made him tougher and it did like an anti-magic thing around him. So if any enemy started to run and we didn't have them completely surrounded, they got away. I lost multiple city battles because someone on a horse got in and just went around and captured every point, and I couldn't keep up with them. So that is absolutely the biggest weakness of these guys, is short little legs. They just cannot keep up with the enemy when they're zipping around. Like, the rats have little legs, but the rats will, like, the rat lords and heroes, when they get higher level, will ride on top of giant rats or giant rat ogres, and so they get huge speed boosts. The dwarves do not get that. None of them did. They're Asuras. I mean, I guess. At least Timey rides around on the golem. So the heroes and lords were fine. I didn't love them, but the fact that they never got mounts kind of sucked. The slayers being unbreakable. Sometimes it was amazing. I had times where if they had had like a leadership issue, they would have had their morale break and run, and I would have lost the battle. But I won because I had a slayer with regeneration left, and then he stayed and killed 300 dudes, and I won the battle. That happened at least on 2 occasions, and that was awesome. There was also a time when I was trying to save a Slayer Lord that was like level 18, and he wouldn't leave the battlefield because the Slayers don't retreat. And so then I lost him, and he was gone for good, and I had to start leveling a new one because he died and he did not have the ability to retreat. So sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not. The grudge system. The grudge system, this, I didn't finish a single one of these. Like, look at this. Destroy these factions? Like, that's crazy. However, just by killing enemies, for those who haven't been here, when we look at an enemy, this number is how many grudges we have against them. By killing them, we acquire that many, and the bar fills up. When this timer runs out, based on how full the bar is, those actions happen. And it allows you to get grudge settler units, which are a thing that you can recruit for really cheap anywhere on the map. You might get a grudge army that appears and fights with you, but you after 15 turns it disappears, and you can't like heal it in any way. But also, if you don't do the grudges well, you get punished for it, which happened to me earlier, and the upkeep of my army skyrocketed because I did not do a good job with that. So this is alright. What I do love about this is the grudge settlers are basically kind of like regiments of renown. Not as strong, but they just like, when they get into the pool, you can hire them whenever you want. That's neat. Legendary lords. This screen where you can confederate the other dwarves even if they're dead is wild. Because, one, I now know that if I was going to do this again, confederate him first, because he has really good passive buffs for everything. I think I started with like Thoric or Beligar, which was like the worst choice. This guy has been playing really good, so I couldn't keep up with him. If I'm playing another faction, like Dryka can only confederate Durthu. And if Durthu dies before Dryka can confederate him, he's gone. But these guys can confederate even if they die. So, like, I confederated, like, these two, and they had already been deleted off the map, and then I was able to respawn them and then keep going. That was really cool. So this, and also the fact that you can confederate them, like, I was up here. This was a guy I confederated. This was a guy I confederated, and they were way down in another section of the map. So that was kind of cool. Like, that forced me to have to fight on more fronts than I've ever had to fight on before. That was kind of neat, honestly. I didn't hate that. I believe also, if I get the, hold on, let me get the zoom in just right. Okay, you see these? I think this is the underway network location. I never unlocked this. I think this allows you to fast travel between dwarven cities or something. And there's one over there. But I was never able to get that online. That involves, you know, something with the grudges here. Hang on just a second. Cooldown underway network travel. Restores underway network. Here we go. Yeah, so it's something here, but I was never able to get that going. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. Really love the way they do confederating. Hate the fact that they never get mounts. Their armies are pretty cool. I definitely liked, you know, Malakai himself. Malakai in combat was whatever, but the blimp, as well as his movement and the fact that he can do full movement doing camp stance was pretty cool. This thing was kind of neat. Honestly, the main thing I did with this is getting a regeneration item for every melee lord so that they could just stay in it for so long, and it worked great. Someone pointed that out to me, and it was wonderful. Oath Gold is used for this stuff, and it's also used for certain research. So I was spending a lot of it on researches, and I didn't have a lot left to go crazy with the crafting, but I did get a lot of those regen tankards. Anything else? Let's see. We talked about the lords, the heroes. The units are all right. This is the... Never before have I played a faction with such an emphasis on guns. Usually the ranged attacks are either slings or bows or crossbows. So usually I'm used to ranged units that can fire in an arc. These guys are firing a straight line. So line of sight, I've never had to deal with it as much as I did with these guys. And that took some getting used to, because like I might like start off and I'd have like some catapults back here, and here comes, or not catapults, like cannons, and here comes the enemy, and I didn't realize the edge of the hill was like blocking the cannon's line of sight, and they're not firing, and I'm like panicking trying to figure out why, and it's too late. So I had to really learn how that worked. Also, never before have I done this strategy. I went through here like freaking scorched earth. I would go to a city, sack it, steal the money, capture it so that it would, I would heal there because it was then friendly territory, and then destroy the city as I left. So we have all these cities here that we destroyed just to mess them up because it's uninhabitable climate for me, but they were a problem for me. So I was like, I'm going to get rid of you guys. So that was pretty cool. Orica was kind of whatever. She was, I got her so late in the game that they were 50, she was 29, so she actually died once because she was so much more fragile than them. One of the lords, I forget which one, came with these 5 ghost heroes. Those were pretty cool, because if they died, they came back. They had the immortal trait, so they would come back after 5 turns. But so that was just like 5 heroes that were free. That was really neat. Anything else? They had some good researches. There was some interesting ones. There's a few factions I've played that had the most boring research trees. I would say this research tree is pretty small. Kislev's goes on for like 9 pages. So this one was pretty small, but there was some good stuff in here. So that was nice. I think that about covers my thoughts. These guys were pretty cool. They were pretty cool. I definitely missed having some kind of speedy unit. Either a pack of wolves, or guys riding a horse, or goblins riding wargs. It's something to chase down people running away. But basically it was just we were very sturdy, we had very good firepower, but if they started to leave, I couldn't do anything about it. Even the helicopters were deceptively slow sometimes. But it was cool, it was fun. I like blowing stuff up. And this is, at this moment, the most challenging, legendary short victory I've ever done. It was definitely, that felt the easiest at the beginning, but things took a huge turn when all of these declared war on me at the same time. And I was like, whoa, okay then, here we go. But yeah, that was good. Thank you again to the viewer who gifted me the dwarves. That was a fun experiment, and I kind of got to try almost all of them out because you can federate the other legendary lords. So I got to try a lot of them out at the same time. But yeah. With that, I will save it here in case I ever want to come back to this, and we will start another faction next time.